Hey, everybody. Wanted to speak to you a little bit about the situation that's going on with Brian Flores. He was the former coach of the Miami Dolphins. For those of you who don't know, if you're a football fan, you're probably aware of who he is. Um, just to give you a little background on Brian Flores, um, he was a former coach of the Miami Dolphins. He was their head coach for 3 years. His first year, he went 5-11, won 5 games, lost 11 games. His second year, they went 10-6. He won 10 games, they lost 6 games. And in his third year, which is 2021, he went 9-8. So he amassed a 24-25 record. After the 2021 season, he was let go. He was also an assistant coach before he was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He was an assistant with the Patriots from 2008 to 2018. He was involved with several of their Super Bowl teams and things like that. So he has a wealth of experience, both as he has some experience as a head coach and as an assistant. Currently, right now, after being let go by the Miami Dolphins, he put his name in for other jobs. The Giants, the Broncos, and Dolphins. Brian Flores was, disappointed to find out that what he believes is that some of these teams, like the Broncos or the Giants, they had already, even though they were supposed to interview him on certain dates, they had already selected other candidates to take the job, white candidates. So before, as you know, there's a rule in the league called the Rooney Rule where they have to interview like a minority candidate or two before making a decision about who their head coach will be. So he's stating that they had already interviewed white candidates and before they were supposed to interview him, and they made a decision to hire those guys, but still were going to bring him in for an interview just to fulfill the Rooney Rule requirement. So he's suing the NFL for that. He's also suing the NFL because he's suing the Miami Dolphins because he's saying that basically the owner was asking him to sabotage his career, kind of like to lose games on purpose, not to coach as hard, not to prepare like he knew how to prepare. And in exchange for that, he would pay him like $100,000 per game. And the reason why they were going to do this is because if they lose more games, they would get higher draft picks, which would help. Like in the future, they could get better talent on the team, basically. So those are two reasons why he's suing the NFL. Now, I was listening to some other sports shows, some other talk shows. I was listening to Skip and Shannon. They were talking about this. They were basically saying that, Brian Flores is taking a big chance by doing this. They were applauding him for doing this, for having the guts to stand up and do this. But they were also saying on the other side of that, he's probably committing what I've seen a lot of people say, career suicide, ruining his career or ending his career pretty much by standing up and trying to, bring this problem to the forefront. Kind of like Skip and Shannon said he was attacking the league for giving him what he's calling sham interviews, just like fake interviews just to fulfill the Rooney Rule. In another video, I saw that Shannon and Skip talked about the NFL. They said the NFL is a league with all white owners who are not quite ready, it seems, to hire blacks as head coaches. I was listening to Ryan Clark. He brought up systemic racism. He says that because all the owners are white and they're just hiring all white coaches, there's a system in place that prevents blacks from becoming coaches at this level. He says that a lot of the coaches, like they become a head coach. They also bring their sons in. They bring their nephews in. So they're able to feed their families for generations. And blacks are being, although blacks make up a lot of the players, they're being held out of the coaching ranks and not able to get the same success as white coaches. So I'm here today to ask you, what do you think about this? I've heard several different arguments about this. I've heard people applauding Brian Flores for standing up, for putting this issue above his career, because if he does gain ground and can get win his case. It could open up possibly opportunities for minorities in the future, even though his career might not go the way he wanted it to go. It will benefit other minorities in the future. I've heard other people say that they think like Brian Flores is just a crybaby, basically. If he would have gotten one of the jobs, like let's say he would have got the Giants job right away, and they would have been telling him, hey, you're going to be our coach and you got the job, he would have never pursued this. So they're saying like he's a sore loser, basically. So I want to know, like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this whole situation that's going on with Brian Flores? Is he justified? Is it a good thing for him that he's doing? Do you applaud him? Do you say, yes, Brian, like, you're doing a great thing. You're going to stand up to something, a system that's been in place for a long time to benefit certain groups and disadvantage other groups? Or do you say, you know what, I think he's a crybaby. I think, he wouldn't have done this if he would have gotten a job right away. He would have just kept going along with the program and things like that. So, hey, if you like the content, if you like what we're talking about here, I want you to like the video, subscribe to the page, leave a message, leave your thoughts. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this and have conversation with you. So like, subscribe, message. Thanks for listening.